Hello everyone. I welcome you on board flight of Captain Vijay in this series of flights to study meteorology for DGCA, CPL and ATPL examination. Today we will fly through a very important topic of airframe icing. Icing is a very serious aviation hazard and if not handled correctly in time can lead to fatal consequences. Icing is difficult to accurately forecast, and so all aviators must have a very clear and sound understanding of this topic. Topic being large, I have divided the video lesson in two parts. In part 1, we will learn about the concept of supercooled water droplets, aviation hazards due to airframe icing, conditions of airframe icing, and icing reporting procedure. In part 2, we will cover types of airframe icing, icing hazards associated with different types of clouds, de-icing equipment, and the pilot action required to counter in-flight icing. So without any further delay, fasten your seatbelts as we are ready for takeoff. Before understanding icing, first let us understand some interesting facts related to ice and icing, which will make our understanding of the subject very easy and comfortable. If someone asks you that at what temperature water freezes to ice, what will be your answer? I am very sure you will say 0 degrees centigrade without thinking twice. But there is a catch here. Water freezes to ice at 0 degrees centigrade only when there is some solid object, particle, dust, smoke, or for that matter anything to cling on to hang on to, and technically this is called freezing nuclei. So if there is nothing to hang on or cling on, water will not freeze to ice at 0 degree centigrade. And in absence of freezing nuclei, water will not freeze to ice even at temperature as low as minus 40 degrees centigrade. And to practically experience this, you can do an experiment at home. Take a bowl of water and put it in freezer to make ice. And if you observe the freezing process closely, you will notice that ice first starts to appear in the bowl in area where water is in direct contact with the bowl. Center portion of the bowl freezes last. The reason for this is exactly the same. Formation of ice crystal requires something to cling on to, and in this case it is the surface of the bowl in direct contact with water. Now let's get back to the concept of water not freezing to ice below 0 degrees centigrade. So these water drops below 0 degrees centigrade not turning to ice in absence of freezing nuclei are called supercooled water droplets. These supercooled water droplets are in atmosphere, especially in clouds and places where visible moisture is present. And now when aeroplane passes through these clouds, the supercooled water droplets gets solid surface to cling on to hang on to, and on contact with the airframe, these supercooled water drops gets converted to ice and ice starts to accumulate on wings and other parts of the fuselage and engine. And once icing starts, it can build up very rapidly and delay in pilot action can be catastrophic if icing is severe. Airframe icing can cause serious loss of aircraft performance and severely degrade safety of flight. Let us see the potential hazards that icing can pose one by one. Aerodynamics. Ice tends to form on leading edges of the wing, thereby spoiling the aerodynamic shape. The result is reduced lift, increased drag, increased weight due to icing, increased stalling speed, and increased fuel consumption. And due to change in aerodynamic shape of the aerofoil of the wing, no one can predict at what angle of attack it will stall. Icing can reduce the lift by as much as 30% and increase drag by as much as 40%. It is also possible for the pieces of ice to break off and get stuck between the control surfaces and restrict the controllability of the aeroplane. There will be a loss of stability due to weight of ice not being uniform across the airframe. This can lead to a displaced center of gravity, and CG moving beyond the CG margin will make an aeroplane unstable. Effect on instruments. Ice can block the static pressure ports and pitot pressure heads, and thus leading to a situation where your airspeed indicator, vertical speed indicator, altimeter, all these are unreliable. a very serious situation in itself. And you might have heard about the Air France Flight 447 accident which happened in the year 2009. Airbus A330 crashed into Atlantic Ocean while flying from Rio de Janeiro to Paris, killing 228 passengers on board. The beginning point for this crash to happen was that the aeroplane entered the thunderstorm. The pitot tube got blocked due to icing, resulting in erroneous speed indications causing the autopilot to disengage, and further fatal sequence of events led the aircraft to stall and fall into Atlantic Ocean. Windscreen and canopies can be obscured due to icing and pilot's vision will be obscured. Ice on aerials can cause static interference and communication can get affected. Looking at the list of hazards which icing poses and emergencies which pilots are likely to face during severe icing, you must have realized that how serious the situation can develop into. Now we'll discuss the conditions for ice formation on airframe. Technically, ice will form on airframe when three conditions are met. First is if there is water in supercooled liquid state in atmosphere, ambient air temperature is below 0 degree centigrade, and airframe temperature is also below 0 degree centigrade. A supercooled water drop is a droplet of water still in liquid state although its temperature is below 0 degree centigrade. Supercooled water drops can exist in clouds at temperature as low as minus 40 degree centigrade. When an aeroplane strikes the supercooled water drop, it will start to freeze immediately since supercooled drops have something to cling on and now they are ready to become ice. Below minus 40 degree centigrade in atmosphere, water freezes to ice state and does not remain in supercooled liquid state. One more interesting fact about icing: if someone asks you whether icing will be more severe at 0 degree or minus 40 degree, most likely you will say minus 40 since minus 40 is a much lower temperature than 0 degree. But the answer is that icing would be more severe near 0 degree centigrade. Rather, at temperature between 0 and minus 10 degree, most severe icing is encountered. Let's understand why. Severity of icing depends on the size of supercooled water droplets. Larger the drop, more severe the icing, which is very logical also. Large supercooled water drops are predominant between 0 to minus 10 degree. That is why severe icing. And below minus 10 degree, small supercooled water droplets are predominant, so moderate icing. Stratiform clouds will only support small water droplets, so icing will be light. And cumuliform cloud can hold both small and large water droplets, but the large water droplets are predominant, so icing will be severe. At ambient temperature below minus 40 degree, which is likely to be at 27,500 feet in ISA condition, icing is not likely to occur since water drops does not exist in supercooled state. High altitude clouds like cirrus types are not likely to pose icing hazard. If we encounter icing in flight, we can descend to lower height where temperature is more than 0 degree centigrade. But also we can minimize the effect of icing by climbing to a higher height where the temperature reduces to below minus 20 degree centigrade where the icing will be light. And if you climb above height where the temperature is below minus 40 degree, then icing hazard is not likely to be there. Now we'll discuss about the reporting of icing, how icing is reported. ICAO has defined different levels of icing depending on its severity and the rate of ice accumulation. Airframe icing is reported as one of the four types: trace, light, moderate or severe. Let us understand them one by one. Icing is reported as trace when icing is just perceptible. It is indicated by a U sign. This kind of icing has got no hazard and anti-ice or de-icing equipment is not required. Second category is light. It is indicated by U sign with a bar in center. Rate of ice accumulation is 1/4 to 1 inch per hour. It is hazardous if flight is continued for more than 1 hour. An occasional use of de-icing system is required. Icing is reported as moderate when rate of ice accumulation is 1 to 3 inches per hour. It is indicated by a U sign with 2 bars in center. Frequent use of de-icing equipment is required, and it is hazardous if flight is sustained in moderate icing conditions. And the last in category is severe. It is indicated by U sign with 3 bars in center. Rate of ice buildup is more than 3 inches per hour. And in this situation, the anti-ice or de-icing system fails to control the icing. And it's an immediate hazard, and the pilot must vacate the icing zone at the earliest. So we'll take a break here and we'll continue with our journey towards understanding airframe icing in part 2 of this video in next flight. So hope to see you on board again for the next flight. Until then, happy landings.